know the scoop on poop? Fear not. We're answering all of your questions. Welcome back to Alpha Paw, your destination for everything dog. I'm Bernie Zilio, and I'm on a mission to answer every doggone question you have ever had about your fur babies, no matter how disgusting they are. And today we are talking about whether or not your dog's poop is normal. Fortunately, we have an expert vet with us today, Dr. Ross Bernstein. Dr. Ross is a seasoned veterinary professional and pet care expert. He earned his doctorate degree in veterinary medicine at UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine, and his work has been featured in several industry-leading publications, including the Journal of Veterinary Surgery. He is our go-to vet for everything we want and need to know about our fur babies. So welcome back to Alpha Pod, Dr. Ross.
Hey, Bernie. Thanks for having me.
Hello. Thank you for being here so that I don't have to talk about this by myself. But this is a huge topic. I mean, we've discussed how important our dogs' digestive tracts are and what they put into their bodies, and what comes out of those bodies is also very important. Now, being a pet parent myself, I obviously see an array of different types of poops left on the grass or sidewalks of pet parents who don't pick up after their dogs. So how am I supposed to know if my dog's poop is normal if it looks absolutely nothing like the next door neighbor's dog's poops, for example? So can you just kind of explain what normal dog poop should look like?
Yeah, definitely. So this is a bit of a crappy topic. Sorry for the pun.
Oh, you're not sorry at all, though. You're actually quite excited.
Yeah. So there's tons of what are called fecal scoring charts out there. I know it's gross, but looking at all the stages of different poops from very constipated fecal droppings to complete water. And so you want what you're looking for in your dog's poop for it to be firm, but not too hard, segmented, but not like individual droppings. And you want it to be pliable. So it's still a little bit mushy, but not like super mushy. If you're looking at the fecal scoring charts, it's usually like, for example, on the Purina one, it'll be number 2. And you also want it to be brown, like log colored.
Okay, so I would assume that brown is probably the color that we are going for. But what are some things that we should be looking out for in our dog's poop?
Definitely if it's, from all the ranges of the spectrum, if it's not normal. So if they're severely constipated, that can indicate that they're having too much or too little fiber, that they're dehydrated. If it's too watery, like it's diarrhea, that's also something to look out for. Sometimes there's a lot of mucus in the stool. That can be inflammation of the colon or the large intestine. You definitely don't want to see blood in the stool. You don't want to see foreign objects, like their toys that they could have eaten. You don't want to see worms in their poop. And you definitely don't want to see if it's black or tarry.
Okay, so you mentioned color, and I feel like as a non-expert, non-veterinarian, that's probably the easiest thing for me to spot if something's like off with my dog. So this is going to sound weird, but I've sometimes seen green dog poop, and I have no idea if that's like normal or not. So can you kind of shed some light?
Yeah. Green dog poop, I don't know if it's super common, but it's usually a result of something that they've eaten. Dogs can eat all sorts of stuff. If they've eaten a ton of grass, if it was some table scrap or some sort of food that they got into, that can make their poop green. If it's green consistently and it's not just a one-time thing, it could be some sort of gallbladder issue. So you definitely want to talk to your vet if their poop is consistently green.
What about like orange or yellow? Is that bad?
Yeah. Again, it could be related to something that they're eating. But if it's consistently yellow or orange, that can be a result of high bilirubin. And that's usually a result of liver disease. It can also be a blood disease too, such as IMHA or immune-mediated hemolytic anemia.
Wow. I mean, it's gross, but you can really learn so much about your dog's health based on their poop. which is probably like music to a veterinarian's ears. But continuing with our color discussion, and I'm not going to go through the whole rainbow, but what happens if your dog's poop is like red or black? Is that also bad?
Yeah, so when the poop is black, like dark and tarry, like the color of coffee grounds, that's when your vet is going to start, or that can happen when there's bleeding in the upper gastrointestinal or GI tract, such as the duodenum. When that happens, there's a GI ulceration or cut, and somehow that's the black is actually digested blood. And so that's what it comes out to after your dog has been bleeding high up in its GI tract, and then that makes its way down. So that can happen from different medications, or one of the more common ones is NSAIDs that they can get GI ulcers from. It could also be from foreign objects that they've eaten that somehow scratched or perforated along the way. So you definitely want to keep your eye out for black or tarry stool. Another one you want to keep your eye out is, and sorry, to go back, the medical word for that is called melena, which is the black or tarry stool. Another thing pet owners should keep their eye out is what's called hematochezia, which is blood in the stool, and that's frank blood. That means that there is bleeding from the lower GI tract, such as the colon. So before, in the first case, the blood had a chance to get digested. That's why it comes out black. But if it's bleeding closer to the exit point, it's going to be more red and the color of blood. And that can, again, happen for a bunch of reasons too.
Okay, wow. So essentially, the color we're looking for is brown, and anything else, I assume we should take our dogs to the vet, correct?
Yeah, definitely if you're seeing blood, or if it's black, if there's mucus, if there's worms, foreign bodies in it. The other things, you're going to know your dog's poop best. And if it's consistently a different color, I would start to get concerned as well.
Okay, that's true. Because sometimes like it could be a one-off, but like, let's say if it's like a couple days of it looking not great, like that's when we should probably bring them in.
Yeah, let's take that one step further. Another thing to be mindful of is not just the appearance of the poop, but what is your dog doing when they're pooping? Are they in pain when they're pooping? Are they pooping at a much more frequent rate? Are they having accidents in the house? Is there mucus in the stool? Sometimes they might even have trouble posturing to defecate, or they're falling over, or they just aren't able to go and they're straining a lot. So lots of different things to look out for when your dog is pooping.
Yeah. And that last part you said was super helpful, because it's not just about the poop. It's about like everything that's involved, whether they're in pain and can they like stand up properly in order to do their business. And there's so many things that are involved, but like we have discussed, I mean, we can learn so much about the health of our dog just based on their poop. So thank you so much, Dr. Ross. You are the shit, and I'm very happy I got to say that. If you guys have more questions for Dr. Ross or myself, go ahead and drop them down in the comment section below. Again, I'm Bernie Zilio, and this is Alpha Paw. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single doggone episode, and we'll see you guys next time.